Good evening, everyone. This is the day 17 of MERN series. I'm Naveen Kumar, and today we'll learn the final part of the authorization. We are going to see that how we can provide the roles and how we can basically create the middleware, and we'll verify the roles, and based on that, we'll allow the users who has the required role, and based on the roles, they can perform the corresponded CRUD operations in their database. So let's begin this today's video. So I'll just give a quick recap of the yesterday's agenda, and we'll start with by sharing my screen. So let me just share my screen, and we'll go to the first. I'll show you the database first. So I'll go to my database here in my Mongo Atlas, and we'll check our collection first. That uh, till this day 16, what we have created and what we have learned. So I'll go to my book management system database. I'll go to the users collection, and we'll check that we have a collection older we have a collection in users. Inside this, initial we have a single user who is Darshana, and she has no role. She has not even authorized person. And I mean, I can't say that you can't say that she is authorized person, but she has no role till this point in the database. But but for the Naveed itself, he is a creator, and it is stored in the database. And there is a Mahin who is a student, and she has the role of student, and there is a person Yukta again, and she has the role similarly she has the role of creator as well, so she can perform the CRUD. Based on the criteria, we can allow the users to perform the CRUD. So I'll say, and today we'll see how we can create the middleware, and uh, I'll provide the arguments as well in the routers. And if we have enough time, then we'll also test our API, and we'll see that how we can perform the CRUD. Are we going to perform it successfully or not? So let's just start it. So this is the agenda of today. So my server is already on here. So you can see that we are going to create the access.js middleware inside the middleware directory, and it will take a role. We'll create a async. Basically, we will create an async function, and that will return a middleware. And inside this middleware, we'll take an argument. Basically, we'll check that if our role is verified or not, and based on that, we'll allow the users to perform the CRUD. So shall we begin then? Okay, cool. Let me just create one middleware. I'll go to the middleware file. So I'll say access. Um, Let me just format it again. So I'll say access middleware.js, or yeah, this name quite enough. So I'll create one access middleware. I'll say access middleware. It will take one role as an argument, and it is going to be an async function. So I'll say async, and it could be an arrow function, and it basically return me, and it will return me a middleware. So I'll say request response and next, and I'll say this should be a, I mean, this is something I need to return here in my middleware. I know this is some sort of little bit of confusing, but we'll learn it soon. I'll clear everything. You will get the better clarity once we are done with this. So in my access middleware, I'll provide, it will take a role, and here I'm returning my basically a middleware, some sort of middleware, and here we'll check first. But to check first, we need to get the current role from the request body itself. So I'll say uh, let current role, so we can verify this. So how we can get the current role? So I'll say request body dot role. That's it. And after this, we'll simply check if our role is nothing but the role, of course. So I'll say role dot, and we'll check we'll use a higher order function here. So I'll show you what is that function that is in JavaScript. It is includes in JavaScript. So I'll go to the documentation and let me just show you what is that and what it will return. So this is the function array.includes. It will take one argument and it will provide you the Boolean value. If it is present, you can understand it, this with this help of the example, the first example with which is an array, and it contains one, two, three, the three numbers, three integers basically, and in the include function we are providing two. That means that we are checking if the two integer two is present in this array or not. If it is present, it will return the true, a Boolean value. So that is something we are going to use it here. So I'll say role dot, but it is not array. So I'll say it is basically we can perform it on some other example as well. Let me just show you something. Basically, we are searching that if it is include or not. It basically compares with the search element, whatever we are going to search in the uh, as an inform of let's say if you have something value and you're going to check it inside the role. What is role is nothing but an array. We'll take our role as an argument, just like this. I'll show you this. When we are going to perform in a router, we'll provide our access, we'll call our access middleware like this, and we'll provide an array. Inside this array, I'll provide my correspondent basically role, and whatever the role in is present inside my array, will simply just check it that if it is include in my array or not. If it includes in my array, it exists, will well and good. We'll simply just provide the Boolean value true, and then we'll allow the middleware basically allow the users to perform the next task basically on the CRUD operations. So that is how we can check. So I'll say role.includes, and I'll simply call this function. Inside this, I'll provide my current role, that whatever the current role I'm getting here as let's say in the router section, if I provide a role in my array, let's say creator, and if inside the role there is an array, let's take a scenario that there is an array, and inside this, let's say creator is the role which I passed in as an argument. And here I'm taking an argument from the request body dot role based on the user, whatever the user is logged in. And I'll simply check if the user is basically justify that or satisfied that necessary role based on this condition. If it is yes, we'll simply just allow the user to go next and perform the necessary task. Else, I'll say simply return res dot status, or I'll say 403 dot JSON. I'll pass a message and I'll say uh, you are not uh, authorized uh, based on this role. So I'll provide my some sort of, let's say I'll provide my you are not authorized basically. That can be enough. You are not authorized to access access this role. I think that can be enough. And yeah, this is our middleware is ready, and I'll simply export it. So I'll say module.exports, and I'll say access.middleware. Our middleware is ready, and now we'll go to our books router, and it's time to use it. So I'll go to my books router, and here, let's say in my create section, but before providing the role, we need to check if our person is authenticated or not. So the person has to be logged in first. That is the first condition to use the role-based access. Then we'll check the authorization, that if the person is authorized or not. If it is authorized and the role is satisfying, justifying the conditions, all condition, it will then allow you to go to the to go and perform the task basically. So I'll say author access middleware, and I'll check is it imported or not. Yeah, it is imported, and I'll call this function. It will take an array just like I've explained earlier. So I'll provide here, I'll say creator. Now you can see that only creator can allow to create the books. If it is not allowed, it will simply throw you the error. So let's test it as well. Let's go to the postman and we'll check if it is working or not. So let me cross check first my server is running or not. I think there is some sort of error. So let me just close it, close this, and I'll call the, I'll run my server, restart my server basically, and give run dev. Okay, what is the error? In the route.js to something, let me see this. I don't know what is the error. Let me just see this in my access module.exports. Okay, cool. Is it working or not? Hmm, I think I should return this. We'll remove this. Okay, the same function, it will take a role and module.exports access middleware. Let's check. Move to server.js. Okay, in my books router, I'll go to the access middleware. Let me just remove this and see the change. Okay, my server is running. Okay, cool. So I'll say access middleware. I'll call this function and I'll pass an array. Inside this, I'll say creator. Okay, my server is running now. Again, what is the issue? Let me check the schema first. Okay, the schema is correct. Schema is correct, and our role is also correct. Okay, cool. And in my user router, we'll debug it. Don't worry. We'll debug it. So in my sign up route, we have a role here. Okay, and we have in our login section, we are providing a role from the existing user role tool. And after this, we'll check if our user is logged in or not. Let me just check it. Check if our role is in. So request body.role. Okay. We'll fix this error, I think, in the next video. I'll, but this is how it will take the argument, and we'll also test, we'll also see how we can test this access middleware in our next upcoming next video. And that is it for the today's video. We'll try to fix the error. And yeah, cool. Let me just remove this as well. Yeah, cool. Let me again test it here as well. I'll say access if it is working or not. Just it will take an array and I'll provide, let's say, student. Hmm, there might be some sort of error in my logic. I don't know why it is not working. The logic is correct. No worries. We'll figure out in the next video, and we'll see how we can tackle this error, and we'll also understand what is happening. So because the video can be lengthy if I try to debug it here in this at the same time. So yeah, this is all about today's video, and this is how we can create our middleware, and we can check that if our role includes the current role, we'll simply allow the users to go to the next and perform the CRUD operations. If you have any doubts, you can simply just drop off in the comments, and I would be grateful to know. And if you have some suggestion to fix this error as well, you can simply just drop those suggestion in the comments as well. I'll be more grateful about it. So cool guys, this is it about today's video, how we can implement the access middleware. And also we have seen how we can basically call this in, basically how we can verify the users based on their role, and then we'll allow the users to get the access of CRUD operations, necessary CRUD operations. So yeah, this is it. Thank you everyone.